Hi guys, this is Tracy with Inside Pool Magazine. They call me the Diva. Branching off just slightly from our regular podcast, I've had an overwhelming response from the kids. They've been like sending me these amazing videos and these amazing photographs of them. So we decided to incorporate this segment of Billiard Talk to the juniors. Talking to my editor and staff, we have decided to keep the juniors edition on permanently. So congratulations, juniors. We're out there rooting for you. Not to worry about our old segment, though. We will still be going strong. We'll be back on track on Wednesday, May the 4th with our live show with a little bit of incentive. I'll announce that at the end of the broadcast. Let's be real, folks. We've missed Nick and his high chews. I mean, come on. We love us some Nick DeLeon. And congratulations on your performance over at Super Billiards Expo, Nick. We are extremely proud of you. Let's move forward. I have a junior player that's really itching to tell his story. He may need a little bit of help from mom, but coming up next, we have Zander Block. If you give me 1 second, I'll pull that video promo for you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Zander Block.
Never break, always fight.
Hi, Xander. How are you? Caught him in mid-yawn, Mom. This is Teresa. Her son is that little junior that I had shown you guys about 3 or 4 days ago with that incredible jump shot on the 8-ball to make it during a match. Xander, can you walk us through what you were thinking when you pulled that jump cue out?
I was really hoping I made it.
Well, you did well, didn't you? Didn't you make it?
Yeah.
Well, whoever that was in the background, I'm assuming that was Dad going, I want to make sure I video this in case he makes it. Was Mom and Dad going crazy when you made that shot?
I really wasn't paying attention.
He just wanted to win. Mom, I'm sure you were one proud mom that day.
Bob actually didn't see it because I walked out of the room, but the guy that videotaped it was actually the opponent. It was it was her teammate. Dad actually turned his back because he didn't know what he was trying to do.
Well, it looks like Xander knew exactly what he was trying to do. Like he said, I wanted to win. Did you win that match?
Yeah.
Oh, well, here we go. Right move. That was a good call there. So, Xander, how old are you?
11.
11. Where are you from originally, Teresa?
We're from Lima.
So you guys are in Ohio right now.
Yep.
Currently.
Yep.
Okay, that's cool. Xander, what school do you go to, sir?
Elida.
Nice. Do you have a home pool room that you play out of in that area?
Usually Family Tradition Tavern.
So Family Tradition Tavern, we appreciate you letting these juniors come in there and hit those balls around. You guys are grooming champions, so we appreciate that. Big shout out. What is your Fargo rating or your APA rating right now, Xander?
387.
Very nice, very nice. So you're around a 3 to a 4 in APA then?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Who's been your biggest motivator or your support system? Do you have somebody in your life that encourages you to keep going when you're a little frustrated?
Usually my parents, Jackie Mason and Mikey Brennan and D. Atkins.
That's amazing. D. Atkins. Now, I've heard that name somewhere before. Didn't he win a Derby City title?
Yeah.
He did, didn't he? Awesome human being. I watched him play in Derby City, and I was trying to track him down so I could do a story on him, and he kept moving away from me. So I was like, you know what? I'll run into him again one of these days. So do you have a favorite professional player that you just love?
Billy Thorpe.
Here you go, Billy, another fan. Congratulations. He's adding to a list of fans that he has. So when you grow up, do you want to shoot pool like Billy?
Yeah.
I bet. A guy can play some pool, that's for sure. Not a bad bank artist either. What has been your biggest accomplishment so far? I notice you have a bunch of trophies behind you. Are any of those pool associated?
I got fourth in nationals um and won the doubles at Queen City in 2021.
Wow. That's pretty impressive at only 11. When did you start playing pool?
When I was 7.
7. Mom, how did he get started? Did you see something extraordinary in him? I mean, something unusual that you wouldn't think a child would just pick up?
Actually, no. His sister was actually playing 9-ball over at Kate's Diamond Mines in Van Wert, and one of the guys that we shoot with came downstairs and said, "Hey, have you guys ever watched Zander play?" I said, "No, he's never picked up a cue. I mean, we had a table in the garage, and he just never really showed any interest." So me and Dad had walked upstairs and watched him, and he'd run a whole 9-ball rack off at 7. I was like, "Oh, maybe we should get him to start playing." And then he went to 9-ball nationals in St. Louis that year.
Wow. That's extremely impressive, sir. Congratulations. So well-earned trophies behind you. How many more trophies do you need, do you think?
A lot more.
A whole room full, right? We'll just line the whole wall. Mom needs something to hold up the ceiling after a few years. We'll just keep piling them up. What has been your biggest lesson about pool so far? It's from 7 to 11. I know that's not a big span for some of us adults, but that's a lifetime for a child. What's your biggest accomplishment so far?
Your biggest lesson. Take your time and think about your next shot.
Well, that's really smart. That's what you have to do. Absolutely. Do you have, does he have a particular tournament that he's won? Would that be his biggest accomplishment, that 2021 win that he got for the juniors? Or has he won a bigger title?
He actually, I think his biggest one would be the doubles tournament. That was his first doubles tournament he had ever played. And it started at like 1 o'clock in the morning, and they didn't get done until almost 10 o'clock the next morning. Well, for me, I think he was 9 or 10. I mean, that's a lot for a kid his age.
That's a long grind. Did you notice? Did you notice any crankiness or any fog going on?
By the time he was done, he was throwing up, had a migraine. I mean,
oh my God.
It was all bad. But he didn't stop. He kept going. So
that's the beginnings of a true champion there. Just pushing through it. Just pushing through it.
He left me to shoot the 8-ball.
You did what? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
He left me to shoot the 8-ball.
Oh, did he? Were you playing with someone your own age, or were you playing doubles with one adult and one child?
Adult.
Well, that's pretty nice. He left you on the 8. Very, very nice. Was that the one where you had to jump it?
No.
Because I would have loved to have been your partner at that moment. What is the one tournament you would like to attend? If you could pick any tournament right now at your age, now we're not talking about playing in the Moscone Cup just yet, but at your age right now, what would be the biggest tournament that you would like to actually play in?
Probably the Super Billiards Expo.
The juniors event, that's a big one, and it looked like it was really nice. I think they did a good job for the juniors there. After, what do you plan on being when you grow up? Because, once you get through middle school and high school, do you have any plans on furthering your education, or is that something you hadn't really thought of? I mean, at 11, I would be thinking, what am I going to do this weekend? Wouldn't be worried about what I'm going to do in 10 years. Do you have plans on going to college?
Yeah.
What would you like to be?
Probably do engineering.
Oh, engineering. My oldest son is a computer engineer, so he seems to enjoy it. So we look forward to bringing you on into the engineering field there, Xander. I'm sure you'll be a great addition. Do you currently, like, before you play in any of these tournaments, Xander, do you have a practice setup that you do?
Not really.
Not really. So, Mom, he just gets up there cold and is just ready to go?
Well, he plays all week long. I mean, he comes
that is a practice.
Yeah, he comes to our office in the mornings and plays before he goes to school, which is a good hour and a half. And then when he gets home from school, he does his homework and he's on the table until we say, okay, it's ready to go home.
Wow. I noticed you guys have a table behind you. Is that a 9-foot or a 7-foot you have back there?
A 7-foot.
Nice. So he has the opportunity to get those practice times in if he needs to.
Yep.
How has he handled the pressure of some of these events? Like the one event, that's a crazy schedule for a child, so obviously it affected him physically, but mentally you said that he grinded through it, so he was still on his game. Considering, do you think he handled the pressure of these pool events like a typical 11-year-old, or do you think he's a little bit beyond his years on that?
It depends. Depends on how much sleep he gets and how long the tournaments are. There's nights that we struggle with him to wake up. He'll sleep in between matches. There's nights that we have issues with his attitude, but other than that, he tries to stay
typical 11-year-old.
Right.
Well, if I was up until 1:00 in the morning and I'm just getting started with my first match, I think I'd be a little cranky too. And I'm in my 40s. So I don't blame you one bit there, bud. I don't blame you one bit. Has his grades at all suffered from him pursuing the billiards angle at all? Or is he sustaining his grades fairly well?
Hey, we try to make sure he keeps up on everything. I have a rule that he's not allowed to shoot until he gets homework done. The schools don't understand, hey, we got to miss to Friday because we have to go out of town for a tournament, but
right,
they let him do online. So,
well, that's good. That's good that you have that communication with the school, and hopefully they get to see this and understand that we're building a group of young men and women, these juniors, into champions to literally be the next ambassadors of our nation in pool, because we want it to go further. So we appreciate the dedication that you and him are putting into building a champion. He's on his way. I can see. I mean, that jump shot was incredible. And, you said he was 9 or 10 at that point. So
he was 8.
8. Ladies and gentlemen, he was 8 when he did that. With 0 training, by the way. That was natural. That is awesome. So basically he's spending as much time as he possibly can just hitting balls. And yep. He doesn't really have like an hour set. He just climbs up there and that's his thing for the day.
Every day.
If I used to spend a lot of time myself in a pool room hitting balls. I even worked in a pool room for quite a while. So I completely get the obsession there, Xander. I completely get it. Do you feel, Mom, that the players are getting the junior players in general are getting the support that they need from the media, from sponsors, from the tournament directors and the venues? Are they getting what they need from us? Or do you see something that we could be doing better?
I don't think so. Like in our area, we have one league, and that's Junior Valley. They don't do the junior 9-ball no more. There we have some issues with some of our local area bars that they don't let Xander play in tournaments because obviously it's a bar setting. He's not allowed there. Right. So in my opinion, no, I think they need to do more for the juniors because eventually, I mean, that's who's going to be
representing, right?
Well, they not want to do it no more.
Right. That was something that I spoke with with my junior player with last night, Mr. Lammert, and he was saying, that he feels that they're getting the support, but my thing is, it depends on what state you live in.
Yeah.
Like, I live in Alabama. We have a no children inside of a bar policy. Why? Because a lot of the bars are smoking. We haven't hit that new age where there's no smoking in the bars. On top of it, there's alcohol sales in the state of Alabama. A minor cannot be anywhere near any of that stuff. So, we're pretty much handcuffed to the old ways here instead of going and evolving into a new area for these kids to have somewhere to play. Luckily, we have a bar out of my area. It's called Chips and Salsa. It was back 15 years ago. They've changed the name slightly. They have actually separated the bar from and bought a little area off to the side where the kids can actually play, and it's nowhere near the adults. And they offer league on Saturday. But I wish we had more areas just like you do for the kids to learn. Is Ohio have that strict policy? Is it the whole state or just your county?
It's really not like the strictness. It depends on in our area of who owns the bar.
I see.
Like the Family Tradition Tavern, like they said, they let Xander play there all the time. We have a couple other places in our hometown in Lima that will let him play. Then we got other ones that just say, no, you're not allowed. One, either it's Calcutta and you're not allowed to gamble under the age of 18.
Right.
Other times it's because of the alcohol. It's a hit and miss. It depends on where we play at.
Right.
So we tend to take him out of our area, trying to get him out of this atmosphere and get him to play some more juniors other places. Or
that was my thought process, is they need more places where they could play together instead of I think it's amazing that the kids are actually competing with adults. I think that's it shows the character of a child, that they have that drive and that will, because there is no other juniors around in that area. I have a young gun out of Tupelo, Mississippi. His name is Cheney White. I first met him, and he's basically the reason why I started doing this. He put his cue together, and at the time, I think he was 14. And I'm watching this child put his cue together against adults with no fear whatsoever. And he loves the game. And I spoke with him, and he said, I just want to play. And he said, you have to play with the adults because there's not any juniors out here to play against. So I started listening.
Xander plays against mostly, for the majority, all adults. The only juniors that really go out to any tournaments in our area is his older brother and sister, because they both play. And then we have one other junior that goes to some of the tournaments, but not very many.
Well, hopefully we can change that. And that's the reason why I decided to start doing this. Like I said, I think we need schools to put pool tables in them. They have chess. They compete in some of these high schools. They have competitive chess. I don't see what would be the harm in teaching children how to play pool. It gets them moving around, and it also teaches them to focus. And I think those are amazing things for them to learn at a young age, because you have to be patient when you play pool. You have to. And it teaches you a lot of that. So hopefully the schools are listening. We need pool tables in the schools. We need coaches in the schools. We need more Joey Grays out there championing for these kids. We need that. And if you haven't met Joey Gray, Zander, and he comes to your area, you guys need to get on that bandwagon. That man's an amazing instructor, and he can give you all kinds of fantastic pointers. And sometimes some of these venues, if they invite Joey over, I'm not sure what the packages look like, but if they invite Joey over, they will give free lessons to the kids if enough adults sign up for the classes. So, there's a win-win situation there. And Joey's, like I said, he's an amazing coach. In 10 years, Xander, where do you see yourself? You'll be 21 then. What do you think you would be doing then?
Probably the Moscone Cup.
Well, Moscone Cup. Here we go again, man. These guys got to move over. Chris Ronhold, these kids are after your job, man. What advice would you give say a kid walked up to you, 6 years old, said, I want to play pool too. Do you have any suggestions on how they should get started doing that?
Practice and keep
What would
calm.
be your first suggestion? What would you say?
Probably keep calm.
I didn't hear you.
Keep calm.
Keep calm.
Keep calm and practice.
Maintain that attitude. That's good advice. That's very good advice. I'm going to run this jump shot this kid did at 8 years old for the viewers. I mean, this is one amazing shot. I just can't get over. I mean, the way he did it. I mean, you can see it on his face. He was in that moment, and you see that on every professional player's face. But the one thing that was so cute about that video was after he made it, and it was just one little slight glimpse of his face. I'm going to run that video. You guys, this is Xander Block making a jump shot.
Anything.
I'm videoing this in case you want to make.
What an amazing shot made by such an amazing kid. It's been such a fun time talking to you, Xander, and I know you're just a little bit nervous, but I appreciate you coming on and tolerating the diva this afternoon. Mom, do you have any questions for me? Is there something I can help you guys with?
I don't think so. You got any questions for us?
Xander, do you have any questions? Nothing? Mom, I'm going to get your address, and I'm going to send you some free stuff. I have a couple of stickers and a T-shirt to send you. I appreciate it, Xander. It's been a pleasure, Teresa, and I thank you so much for your time. I'll have that article written up and sent out to you soon. Well, Xander, it's been a pleasure, sir. I hope you enjoyed your podcast, and I will make sure I see you guys soon. I'm going to have to make a trip up to Missouri anyway, so maybe we can get you guys down for one of those tournaments over at Kenny's Bar and Grill. Sound like a good idea?
Yeah.
I'll keep in contact with Mom. Okay, and I'll send her any information that she needs. If you guys need anything from me or anything from Inside Pool Magazine, you just let me know. Thanks so much, right, Teresa. You guys have a great night tonight, okay?
Bye. You too.
You're welcome. Anytime. Well, guys, that was Xander Block. Xander was just a little bit shy, but, he pulled through, and he's a go-getter and a trooper. I was going to let you guys in on a little secret. I'm going to be running the PMP contest all the way up until the 1st of May. What does that mean? With every kid that does a podcast between the beginning of it to the end of this, so that means I have several kids, actually. Let me get my words straight. Jackson Schultz, we have Jordan Helfrey, we also have Chase Denninger, and now we've added Mr. Cooper Lambert, and we've added Xander Block to that list of kids. So basically, this is what we have to do, and this is what I need the public to do. You guys go and watch their podcast. With each view, that gives them 1 point. The kid with the most points, the most views by May 1st will win something free from Mary Tam. You guys remember Mary from her podcast that she did with April Larson out of, I believe it was the Texas Open. So you guys, please help these kids reach those goals. So if you guys can just log into YouTube, go to Inside Pool Magazine, and just scroll through there, you'll see those podcasts. Also, if you're on my Facebook page or you're on any of these kids' parents' Facebook pages, those links will be posted to their Facebooks. That way you can help them win something special from Mary Tam. She's one of those juniors back in the day that won nationals. She is a fantastic lady. So we appreciate her and her husband making sure these kids get something special from her. So this is Tracy. I'm going to sign out this evening, and you guys, we will be back live with Nelly on next week, I believe, on May the 4th. So stay tuned. We appreciate you watching and have a great night, everybody. Bye.
How it's supposed to feel.